Good Monday morning to you. It is another week, and I am still Liz. I'm feeling a little Cecil today. That's okay. Anyways, I'm currently eating breakfast. It is almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just, chilling. I've been awake since 5:40-ish, and here we are. I've been kind of taking stock emotionally and, thinking, really, what do I want my intention for the week to be? If you can't tell, I'm having a stress breakout, and that is just something that's happened, and I'm gonna embrace it, as opposed to last week when I was feeling really uncomfortable about it. Anyways, I still have some business planning left to do. That's obviously not a 2-week process, it's just the last 2 weeks have been me getting it ready, and I have over 2 hours of content to edit down so that tomorrow I can push that out there, but that's okay. I'll deal with that when I come to it. As I did a couple weeks ago, I decided to center myself, think okay, let's take stock, let's think, what do we want this week to be? And I have decided that I think I want this week to be centered around balancing self-care, because that is something I've gotten really lax with. And I don't just mean the flowery self-care, though I have gotten lax with that too, and I shouldn't, because stuff like baths is amazing for muscle soreness. But I mean focusing on staying hydrated and, the bare basics of washing my face twice a day or brushing my hair. There's some basic things that I've just not really been caring about lately, and I need to find that balance again. I've been taking care of myself emotionally a little more. I don't know if I mentioned it, but last week at some point I downloaded Headspace, and a couple days later I actually started using it. Today is my 5th day straight of using it, and I've been going through the basics. That leaves 5 more days of that, so by the end of the week. But it's just been a really nice 3 to 5 minutes in the morning to just sit there and center myself and give myself permission to not think, which is really hard, especially when you have anxiety like me. I'm a little bit recovering from the weekend because I had a grad party on Saturday. I was happy to be there because it was for one of my best friends, Ethan, and I'm chill with being around him. It's just there were a lot of people there, so that was not easy for me, but I had to be there to support him. So, yeah. And this is kind of getting myself ready for the fact that I'm going to have to do that just about every weekend in the summer. And that's really hard because this is pretty much the only time I have available on the weekends, and that is when I see my friends, and it's not the best situation to be seeing people in, and I don't love that, but, who knows? Maybe I'll be able to hang out with some people during the week and stuff, but I don't know. It'll be something to sort out. Sorry, just, brain dumped at ya. Anyways, right now I'm eating breakfast, and I'm working a little bit on my website, but, as I said, the theme of this week is going to be balancing self-care. Me. Remember when I said this breakout's probably being caused by stress? Well, it's being caused by stress and hormones. Yay. Love my period. Ugh, I don't. It's not an enjoyable experience for me. I'm jealous of the people who have either really short cycle or really short periods, or they don't feel that many symptoms. That's pretty neat. And yeah. It's 5 days early, so I wasn't expecting it, which is really frustrating, but that's okay. I'm just gonna roll with it and definitely drink water, and that means this week I am adding iron to the things I need to take every day, which is great. I have a really hard time remembering to take my supplements, so anyways, let's talk about what I'm doing right now. I have stopped myself from working on my website, and I've gone into my journal type thing on OneNote, and right now I am listing my anxiety triggers for today. And just some basic things I can do to fix them. I'm trying to think of like how to manage my health somehow, and I feel like right now journaling is the best thing I can do, because I find that using this journal here to track my food has been a solid plan so far, and I think maybe if I start tracking other parts of my health, that will also help. And I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out. One of the things that I put down as a possible solution to a trigger was, okay, so I put down hormones as an anxiety trigger because I know that my anxiety becomes a lot worse around hormonal times. So I threw that down there, and for the solution, I wrote, look up one of those Pinterest infographics, see if you can find the one about how you can center yourself around your cycle. At least setting up some sort of trial-error routine could get us in the feeling of control. Because one of my biggest problems with my anxiety is a lack of control. And with heightened anxiety, that means I feel even less in control of my life and everything. And being a recent high school graduate with no job, a bare minimum plan, and no idea how realistic any of my ideas are, I feel like I have no control in my life right now. So I was like, okay, we're just gonna do that. That is how I'm going to figure it out. I found it very interesting that one of the things that popped up that while I had already found the one infographic that I was specifically looking for, was something about workout routines around, like, structuring how you work out around a general 4-week cycle. Obviously, some people have longer cycles and some people have shorter cycles. I am kind of right there in the middle. My cycle is a little bit closer to 3 weeks, to be honest, but it's close enough to 4 weeks that I can still sort of use it in my head. And because of when we started this program over, it was in the last week of my last cycle, because obviously it's Monday, I've just started my period. During your period and the week after your period, those are the weeks that your body is at the best position to lift heavier. Why is this so fascinating to me? Because weeks 2 and 3 in these workout phases are the heavier lifting weeks, because we do 3 sets of 10 instead of 2 sets of 15. So doing 5 less reps for each round makes it easier to go heavier, which was a little bit difficult to push myself to do the first 2 times that we did this program. But now I feel like maybe, obviously this is not necessarily based on, you know, research, because there's not enough research in women's health, but it could be of help, and it might mean that this round is going to be easier for me and my mom to lift heavier during these weeks and, you know, at the same time not feel like we're overdoing ourselves, you know? Okay. The infographic I was actually looking for basically tells you at these different points in your cycle, this is when your hormones and mental state and physical state and emotional state are the most balanced for these specific tasks. Because you're at some sort of balance at all times, it's just sometimes it's a different kind of balance. And during this specific time, it says that the best thing to do is make decisions, to plan things, and to, like, get things sort of set in your head, you know, be like, these are the things that I'm gonna do, but to not actually, like, do anything. Obviously, I do still have to do stuff. Unfortunately, I can't completely cut that out, but I do want to minimize starting new projects. For example, working too hard on my websites or things that, you know, I don't necessarily need to focus on right now. If they do not need my attention, I am not giving it my attention. I'm not going to start anything new this week. I'm just kind of going to go with what I've already got. Other than that, I'm going to start actually planning. What I've decided I want to do is I want to kind of write down my routines, like my morning routine, my evening routine, my day-to-day routine, my weekly routine, my monthly routine, my seasonal routine, or quarterly routine. I haven't decided how I'm really gonna word that yet. And then my annual routine. And this is just going to kind of help my brain feel like at any given moment it will have something to refer to that's going to tell me this is what you need to be focusing on right now. I didn't make the muffins that I wanted to make today. I will make those tomorrow. It gave me a little bit of a panic attack to realize that, but then I reminded myself that we are just chilling today. I'm not going to stress myself out. I need to slow down, and it's not fun to slow down, but it's necessary sometimes. And so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm just gonna... My video this week is going to be late. I don't totally know when the next United Fandoms video is going to be done, even though I really want to work on it. I can't work on it unless I have the energy to work on it, if that makes sense. Like, I can't go into a project so important to me without knowing I'm going to be able to give it my all. Anyways, until later, either today or tomorrow, I'm not totally sure when I will talk to you next, but it will be eventually. Thanks for sitting through my rambles. I'm gonna go back just a sec and say next week is what's good for planning. This is a good week for building ideas to plan upon, so just, yeah. So there, guess who just finished editing this week's vlog on Tuesday, which means it's gonna be up on a Tuesday, probably. It's like over 40 minutes because I decided I was gonna vlog for 2 weeks straight, and I never think I vlog as much as I do, and then I always vlog more. Doesn't matter though, because I am in the process of getting it all finished, and it's gonna be ready, and it's gonna be fine. I'm currently making the thumbnail for the video, and after that, I am going to start kind of getting ready for the day. I don't know if I'm going to work on my websites at all, just because I don't really think there's anything to be done with them right now. But I do know that I'm going to be recording at least one video. I don't know if I'm going to do any work on United Fandoms. It's okay if I do not. I haven't really made that choice yet, but after yesterday, I feel a lot better. I was keeping diligent track of my anxiety triggers, and I was just checking in with myself all throughout the day, and it was really good. And I think if I can maintain that mindfulness and start working in little things again, I will be doing a lot better. It's a little after 8:30. I've only had 1 cup of coffee. I'm gonna start by limiting myself to 2. Eventually I'm gonna get myself down to 1 cup though, and start replacing cups of coffee with cups of tea. Yeah, I have not done any of my meal planning because I've been working on my vlog, but that's okay. I can sort that out in a second. My biggest problem is that I haven't done any dishes, but I ate my first meal a little late, so it's okay if everything else is a little late too. I'm ready for the next 84 years while this 47-minute vlog saves. Hey, what up? So I had a bit of a panic attack trying to get my laptop to work, and it wasn't working, and then I just kind of had a meltdown. So I took a nap, and now it's a little bit before 12:30. I missed 1 meal, but it was like my smallest meal of the day. It was a green, a teaspoon, and half of a red. So I'm not too concerned. I think I'll actually just squeeze it into my Shakeology later today, and I'm not worried. So I'm just gonna move on to having my salad meal, and then I'm gonna do my makeup, and then I'm gonna film this video. It was really hard to actually get myself to wake up. That's the one thing. It's like, sleep can obviously like make a panic attack kind of stop dead, but it doesn't really stop it, because if I fall asleep while having a panic attack, I'm gonna wake up still panicking, and that feeling like never leaves me. I just kind of get a moment of relief, and sometimes the moment of relief is all you really need. Definitely something I need to find some level of balance with, because as I think I may have said last week, this is not getting better, it's getting worse. I'm gonna make my salad, I'm gonna eat my salad, I'm gonna do my makeup, I'm gonna make this video, it's gonna be good, and I'm gonna allow myself to be happy for a second, because I'm talking about one of the happiest moments of my entire life, and that is graduation. Something that I've never worked so hard for anything else in my life for, so. I recorded my video, yay for that. I don't know if I already checked in with y'all saying that, but I am now. I ate another meal, only got one more meal before working out and my mom getting home to do that, so great, and I am so glad I took a nap. You may hear my sim snoring in the background, sorry for that. Rosanna Pansino and Matt Pat collabed today. God bless. I love when they collaborate. They have such, just, their energy mixes so well on camera, and every time they make a video together, it is just so fun, and you can like feel it through the screen. I love that, and I also love when she makes videos with him and his wife, because again, so much good energy. It's just amazing. Anyways, I am going back to trying to come up with some ideas for my day-to-day routines, because I have done the 2 things that I wanted to aim to do today. And that's it. I'm done. Like, I edited my vlog, and I recorded my video. Those were the things, and the things are done, and I feel really good about that. Tomorrow, my main objective is to hang out with Olivia. And that's also, like, it's been a good week, and I feel like I'm sort of getting myself back on track, and I'm really glad. I have vlogged 0% today, so hey, what up? It is Wednesday afternoon, and this is the only clip from today. Basically, here's the deal. I woke up 5:30, what? Yes, and I had no tasks on my to-do list today, because the only thing I was planning on doing was going out and seeing my friend, which I did. So, we went out to Panera and had some brunch, like freaking adults, and then we went and we saw a movie. We saw Solo, and I as a movie, I think it was good. I don't know, I feel weird watching the newer Star Wars movies. It's like, I get it. You want to add more to the Star Wars universe, and I understand wanting to put more content into your universes. I get it. It's just, I feel uncomfortable with it. Because I grew up watching the original trilogy, and I even watched the prequels, okay? Like, I'm up in here. I've seen the Star Wars movies, but I don't know, every time a new one comes out now, I'm just kind of like, are you sure? Are you sure? You really want to do that? We going there? And, I don't know, it's just, as far as the story goes, though, I did like this one, for the most part. There's, like, one scene that, watching it, I was like, what? And then later on, with, like, the one thing that happens towards the very end, I'm like, that scene only served one purpose, and it was so that you would empathize with a villain. I loathe that. I don't know, I just feel like no one knows how to naturally humanize a villain. And you can only really do it after they're revealed as a villain. You can't humanize someone and then reveal them as a villain, because then it just seems like they were lying. Wild, right? Han and Chewbacca had a great meet cute, solid. Best relationship in film history, absolutely. But, as far as the movie went, it was really evenly paced. Like, okay, I ain't hating on Rogue One. I think it was a movie. that happened. But it was really slow starting, and it didn't pick up quite right, and it was really imbalanced between action and inaction. While Solo was actually a great balance of action and inaction, there were moments of inaction, but because when you go into a Star Wars movie, you're here for the Star Wars, it definitely, it fit what it needed to fit, you know? And obviously it was so much clearer than Rogue One on where you were in the timeline, because I honestly wasn't sure about Rogue One. I mean, in my defense, I was also multitasking, or I guess in Rogue One's defense, I was also multitasking, but anyways. And then all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, is that the Death Star? What's happening? But, you know, other than that, we're good. I think it was a good movie. They chose a good actor as far as playing Han goes. You know, no one will be Harrison Ford, of course, but he was good. He did good. And, you know, I thought the effects were great. Their moments to bring in the main Star Wars theme during the scenes that they chose to bring it in for were perfectly timed. Honestly, like, any mediocre movie, not that this was a mediocre movie, but if it was, any mediocre movie can just be improved by 1,000,000% with the soundtrack. Also, that droid, the one who was dead set on setting all of the droids free because she's just great. She's my hero and I would die for her. Done with my little ramble about that. Anyways, it was really good to see my friend again. It's been literally since Christmas, so I'm so glad that I got to see her. The one thing is that I have a Christmas present for her that I totally forgot to bring. Other thing, and I'm just gonna be real with you for a second, is that she is one of the few people who I actually consider myself close to, who I have not come out to. And I almost did today, and I didn't, and I don't know. I'll probably talk about this more at another time, about my experience with coming out to people. It has actually almost always been a very positive experience, but there's still a few people in my life who I haven't talked to about it. It's just, like, I don't know why it's so hard, but I just have, like, a really difficult time looking at people who have known me for longer and just being like, I'm gay. Like, that's hard for me, and I don't know if that's something that's going to get easier, but I just kind of realized today that I really wanted to tell her. It just didn't seem like a good time to bring it up, like, you know, but I do want her to know. Like, I feel like that's something she should know, just because we're friends. Like, I wanted to be able to talk to her about real things, and I felt like everything I was talking about was so superficial, and I hate that feeling. I hate, like, feeling like I'm trying to hide something, because I know that feeling. I lived pretty much the first 15 or 16 years of my life trying to hide something, and then as soon as I got comfortable not hiding it, I crawled right back into hiding it because some people would not let me be. And I decided a long time ago that I was done living like that, but I guess actually going and seeing good friends that I haven't seen in so long makes me realize, like, I'm not done. And you never really are done coming out, but I just feel like this is something I have to keep actually doing, and I can't just stop because it's scary after this. Like, I've told the people close to me that I knew would right away accept it, and I don't really think she's any different. I think she might be surprised, but I think that she will be supportive. I want to tell her, and I realized while she was driving me home just how badly I wanted to tell her, so hopefully that is a thing that I will do. Yep, self-care. pride, self-realization. It's a whole thing. Ah, is this not the purest thing you've ever seen? I love my granddaughter. Look how cute she is. I could die. Oh, I love The Sims. Good morning, it is Thursday, and I have been up since about 5:30, yet again, per the usual. And I am playing Sims right now. I'm playing Sims Free Play as well, which is something I just started doing the other day. But I was like, I need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And I don't mean like, I need a reason to get out of bed in the morning, I'm depressed. I mean like, first thing in the morning, I'm really tired and I don't want to get out of bed. I need a specific task that I can go straight to. And if that's taking care of my needy Sims, then so be it. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, and I'm not even sorry. Also, something I'm not sorry about is the fact that it keeps generating me Sims that look exactly like some of my book characters. So I'm like, okay, I see. Well, this is gonna be fun. So currently I have a tiny Eli and a tiny Lauren falling in love. They're watching a movie right now. Just, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll screen record some of that for you. But yeah, no, I'm actually really enjoying that. And I don't know, it's just been all like a really nice way to decompress, and I'm glad to be doing it. Vlogging? Who's she? I don't know her. Good Friday morning. Hello. I have been, oh my gosh, so not on top of it this week, and that is okay. I did not plan on being on top of it this week, but today we got a bit of an actual plan. First of all, the Sunnyland album, Mayday Parade's new album, is on, like, the full thing. It's on YouTube, on Rise Records YouTube. So I think I am going to film a reaction to it, because I've never done that before. But if you don't know if you know anything about me, then you will know that I am extremely passionate about Mayday Parade. I have been listening to their music for pretty much my entire teenage life. And it's something I plan on carrying with me into adulthood as I cross that border, so here we are. So I've gotta fix this situation, cause, firstly, I look a little bit dead, and secondly, skin. So, yeah, I am going to actually hit upload on my vlog. I'm very embarrassed to say that I haven't done that. And that is basically the plan for the day. I also want to get, like, as much journaling done as possible. I just want to get myself back into it and sort of see what happens. And yeah, I kind of want to make a plan for how I'm going to tackle my bullet journal, because I have not been using it at all this month. And I think I'm just gonna set it up for the second half of the month. I mean, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in only doing half, as long as you do it. Because I feel like I have this tendency to be like, oh, if I miss the beginning of the week, I can't bring it back at the end of the week. And oh, if I miss this thing at the beginning of the month, there's no point bringing it back at the end of the month. Like, it's the middle of June, yes, but there's no reason I can't start. So, bit of a busy day, but it's all things that I want to do. Super excited. Next week, I am going to be focusing a lot on recording United Fandoms, but also on making some actual plans. I've been having so many ideas, so next week is kind of the banging out the details of those ideas, and then the next 2 weeks will be the carry through. So that's kind of the system I want to set up. So basically what I want to do is I have 1 week set aside to bang out as many ideas as possible. What do I want to do? Get hyped, get excited, make myself like really passionate about it, start thinking things. And then the week after that is going to be completely dedicated to planning, as well as tackling like as many creative projects as possible. Because, you know, that's... And when I say creative projects, I'm talking like my passion projects. I'm talking like United Fandoms, and I'm talking like, you know, basically anything that's like creatively stimulating more than it feels like work. And then technically I can still do those in the next 2 weeks of just full-on carry through, but I do want to like focus as much as I can there. I also think that's a good week to probably set up the next month's bullet journal. That way it's just ready to go. But anyways, that is my general plan. Makeup is done and I am ready to start filming a video. I've been waiting for Sunnyland to come out for months. Actually, no, I've been waiting for a new album since Black Lines, so I'm so happy. It's a little weird that they came out with music in the summer instead of the autumn, which is when they usually come out with music, but you know what? I'm not mad. It just means that I got music sooner, so like, heck yeah. And they switched record labels to Rise Records recently, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the new vibe, so time to expose myself to it. I will probably check in with you only one time after this with some sort of, I don't know, profound ending or whatever, and it probably will end badly, so hello. So firstly, you know Mayday Parade came through in their most recent album. Like, come on, is that even a discussion right now? It was incredible, and yeah, I didn't cry, which is good, because I don't like crying on camera. It makes me very self-conscious. But anyways, so yeah, I'm very proud of the fact that I didn't cry, because it did get very emotional, and I feel like the whole sorry about my air conditioner, by the way. The whole, like, theme of the album just really, like, hits my heart. I feel it because it's so much about change and the fear of losing people and the fear of being alone and just, like, this feeling of, like, inconsistency and just how mercurial life is, especially at certain points, in that wanting to go back to a simpler time. Or in my case, wanting to have a simpler time to go back to. But it's just such an incredible album. They really just did an incredible job, and it doesn't even matter that they changed record labels because they're still the same Mayday Parade, and I still adore them, so, you know, seasons change, baby, but people don't. Okay, so I have, like, bad experiences in The Sims when it comes to getting robbed, right? Like, this has happened to me in my Sims so many times. Every time I have a Sim family, you know? And that's like, I get it. That's a part of the Sims experience. Getting robbed. Great. The first time it ever happened to me, many years ago, a bathtub was the thing stolen, okay? And I was livid. I was so mad. And I did not know where to look for the burglar alarm. Apparently it's in the section called alarms. I don't know why I'm dumb. Anyways, this sim house, this one that I have now, especially since they have 253.5 thousand simoleons, yeah, they got a big lot, therefore they got a burglar alarm, and oh man, burglar decided to make my freaking day. How do you like that now? You gonna steal a bathtub, huh? Or are you just gonna stand there and panic? That's what I thought. Hey, so I didn't do a lot this week, but I took care of myself, and I feel a million times better because I did. I also feel like super ready to take on next week and start doing creative things again. I did a lot of stuff today, and I did more today than I have all week. I feel really good about that, and I think that this is what I should have done immediately after school ending, as opposed to what I actually ended up doing. But for now, I am happy with how everything has turned out, and I'm content with where I am. So I guess this vlog kind of has a moral. Don't be too hard on yourself, don't rush yourself, and don't set ridiculous standards, because you're just going to let yourself down, and that will crush you. But if you take the time to check in with yourself daily, keep track of what is causing your anxiety, and slow down just a little, you will find yourself so ready to take on so much. I will see you next week. hopefully on Tuesday, if I can start getting these damn things out on time. Procrastination, man.